Ecstatic Bliss. Secrets to living a juicy life. You have done the inner work. You have ascended, remembered, reclaimed, and you feel reborn from inside to a new next level version of yourself. And now it is time to anchor this truth also into your lived reality, into every moment of your life, into every breath you breathe. Because when you shift it, the outer world must shift too. And of course, this happens also naturally, but oftentimes, especially if we have a big leap in our timeline, we are asked or even have the urge to help with aligned actions to shift our outer reality. Because our old environment then oftentimes feels like a costume that has become too tight to wear. So today's invitation for you is to expand this inner beauty and power you have developed into your life, into every life area, so that it penetrates from the inside out, from the outside in. Because you and your reality are not separate, of course. It's always interconnected. If you change one, the other changes. If you change the other, the one changes. This is about letting your life become a living temple of your soul, so that your soul is nourished by your environment, by your life, and in turn your life, your surroundings, that it is also nourished by your soul in a way. And maybe the figurative terminology of temple space or temple doesn't really resonate with you, so then substitute it with your own version. Maybe it's a castle, maybe a villa, maybe a wooden hut in a forest, maybe a boat. Whatever it is that you maybe even dreamed of, really, place it in here. But for me, it is about temple, so I talk about the living temple of your soul today. And when you do that, you can imagine that each life area is a temple room, an own temple room of a huge temple complex. And you can sit down and be creative, use your imagination without, first of all, not thinking about, okay, what would it cost? This is not possible. How should I do it? Or this is not imaginable even. Just ignore your mind for a while that is limited in what is possible, to be honest, because it is conditioned. And it oftentimes thinks in worries and fears and past wounds. So let that rest and go really wild in decorating or becoming an interior designer for your own sanctuary. How would it look like, this room? How would you decorate it? And how would it feel, smell, even maybe taste? Which music or sounds would you hear? So invite all your senses in, imagining what the perfect temple complex, each temple space, which is one life area, what that would be, what you would need even for your soul. What would you enjoy? What would benefit even to even more live your truth? What would nourish you? And this is a lot about inviting more sacredness into your life. And by that, by sacredness, I mean especially no rushing, no hustling, no doing just because someone said to do something, no forcing. So in a way, also much more the feminine ease, grace, flow, beauty. To live from the feminine more. The feminine is descending collectively in all of us, no matter of the body type or what you identify with. The feminine is invited into the space more and more. sacredness. Maybe that's also something for you to think about. What is sacredness for me? What does sacredness, this word, does to me? What does it mean? Maybe it's also connected to really the ritualistic sense of incense, candles, beautiful decoration of flowers, whatever it is, and then to invite that into your rooms, into each room maybe even. Conscious living is also a keyword I want to mention here, a big field to explore. That includes not only your rooms, how they look, how you decorate them, but also how you live in these rooms. Your habits, your rituals, how you treat yourself, what you eat, how you treat your body, what gives you energy and what drains energy. So many questions you can ask yourself in the field of conscious living, because even people who do a lot of spiritual practices, they somehow still have this forced way of, okay, now I have to sit on my mat and meditate or do yoga, or yeah, you get maybe what I mean. This forceful way of discipline, and discipline that comes a lot also, I know that from teachings, from spiritual masters even, from the past, but we also have to think about what is applicable nowadays and what is nourishing me in particular. Not sticking to something very rigidly, but loosening it so it can work for you. And maybe sometimes it means for a while to sit disciplined each day in some certain positions and whatever it is. But then to loosen that and to mix and match from different methods. To create your own, very own way of doing things. So consciously not really means, oh, I have my spiritual practice or my morning routine, but it means each and every moment to be aware and conscious how you are in the very moment, how you do in the very moment. When you are waiting in a supermarket, when you are driving your car, when you are on holiday also. Because sometimes I feel like people say, okay, I'm on holiday, so I don't have to keep up with my spiritual practice, although they know even that it nourishes them. So conscious living is really each moment, each breath. Conscious living is in each and every life area, in each temple room. And that is also something, of course, that is not from today to tomorrow that you realize everything. It's a journey to let your soul flow into your life. That your life becomes an extension of your soul. That not only you vibrate, have anchored your wonderful energy inside of you and embody it, but that your entire environment somehow reflects that energy. And if you think about friends maybe, or even your parents, how they decorated their home, you can see a lot from how people decorate their houses, their rooms, how they are as a personality, what shapes them. Yeah, very simple example is if it's more chaotic or more organized. You can see and decipher a lot from the external to see what is inside of that person living there. And the other way around, of course, also that if you, to stick to that example, if you're a very chaotic environment, I mean really chaotic, everyone has a different definition of it and some thrive in it a little bit more. But if you really have thrown everything around and a lot of clutter, it just blocks also energy. So which may, point to blocked energy in your system because of that. So it's a mirror. Your room is a mirror, and you can consciously use that to create a very pure mirror, so your own soul is mirrored back in purity. This is seeing your soul and your reality as directly interrelated. And if you're conscious about this whole journey here on Earth, include your environment. Create the best environment for yourself. Love yourself enough to create the environment where you can flourish and blossom, where you feel nourished and energized and empowered, not drained. All with the goal to live a fulfilled life, both as soul and as human, both in spirit and matter, both as a divine embodiment and a human soul, if we want to play with words. But yes, it's holistic. This view is holistic. The inside out, the outside in, the reflections and mirroring that goes on. And of course, whenever you transition into another new version of yourself, you have another rebirth. Again, investigate your environment. Again, investigate all your life areas, all your temple spaces, your whole entire temple complex. To adjust, to micro-align, to refine. That is, of course, a continuous, never-ending, so to say, journey. Because remember, the spiral continues in further refinements, and that is the cosmic game we play. Much love and bliss, Soraya Ananda. If you feel the deep pull to walk this spiral more intimately, Soulgasm, my 6-month one-on-one sacred mentoring awaits you. This is a living embodiment of all I transmit here, but uniquely decoded for your soul. Enter the portal of ecstatic bliss and unleash your personal soulgasmic reality. All details and the link to book your vibrational match call are in the show notes.